this week. Run. Don't walk.
Last week came out Black Widow on Disney Plus and the movie theaters. So let's talk about it. Welcome back, guys. And if this is the first time you're watching this channel, definitely feel free, look around, and watch this video as well. Right now, we're going to talk about Black Widow, which is our latest, newest offering from the Marvel gods. I'm just kidding. But for real, the newest Marvel movie, right? You know, we're all watching Loki, we watched WandaVision and Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and today we're going to talk about Black Widow. So Black Widow had its moments, you know? It was a little boring, I won't lie. Because I had low expectations for Black Widow, and it was definitely better than what I thought it was, but it wasn't really anything that stood out to the point where I'm like, Black Widow was an amazing movie. But there were definitely some good points to it. I don't want to spoil it in this half of the video. So I'm going to talk about some general ideas that I really liked. The introduction of the family, Black Widow's other family, because we all know her family is the Avengers, right? And her other family, you know, they have the character Yelena Belova, which was really great. The guy who played her father and the woman scientist lady. I'm going to be honest, that's kind of like what I got away from it with her character. You know, she's a famous actress. I really liked her in the Mummy franchise. But here she was okay. And when you're looking at the movie in general, you want to have like a certain sense of excitement and action. And they did have it, especially for a Marvel movie. There were some cool moments. I was like, damn, is this like Black Widow or like a spy movie? I really liked it. There were even some cool moments that I'm not going to spoil. But it was great. The character Taskmaster, which is all over the trailers and stuff. I won't get into any spoilers in this part. But I will say that it was really interesting and cool. You know? Some good moments. And you can kind of feel like there's a repercussion to what we see in this movie for the rest of the MCU. Specifically, Yelena Belova's performance, the actress Florence Pugh. She did a great job here. She really stood out. And hopefully we get to see her again at some point in the MCU future. So that's it for my general review, because I don't want to get into any spoilers, but I definitely have some great thoughts in the spoiler part of the review. So if you are interested in seeing that part, continue watching the video. If you're not, I will give you a moment to pause right now. Now that everybody who hasn't watched the movie has clicked off the video, we're going to get into a little bit of juicy details. So from the beginning, the movie stood out to me. With the scene with the family when she was little, that was a really heartfelt moment, you know? You can tell like the kind of dynamic that they were going to have. It was really well done with the kids, the older sister being Black Widow, and the younger sister Yelena Belova, and then the parents. The guy is a really good actor. His name is David Harbour. He did a great job, and he was like, it really showed like how he didn't care about them at all. And that really affects the kind of people that they would become later. You know, this guy was so dismissive, especially about Yelena, and it was crazy when it was revealed that, you know, they're Russian spies. We were kind of expecting that because this is Black Widow. But, you know, when you see the actors and the way they kind of process what happened in that moment, when they basically had to end this fake family that they've been living in for a couple of years, the little girl was affected the most. The kids were great actors. I really enjoyed that. Then later on, when we go into like the modern time, and then we see Scarlett Johansson, Black Widow on the run, and then we see the general, right, the guy who basically hates the Avengers after Captain America Civil War, and he was chasing them down, and you know, there was literally one scene. It was just to kind of define where we are in the timeline. You know, it's like, oh, the guy's chasing her. Why? Because Captain America Civil War just happened. Boom, now we know where we're at. And then the next scene, they reveal where Yelena Belova's been. And, you know, you kind of wonder, like, what, after all those years, they never really got back in contact. We barely see that. And it's crazy how she was able to hide all of that history and reveal it only now, you know, because that movie takes place in 2016. That's essentially the idea. And then later we see like the dynamic come to life. David Harbour, who plays like their father figure, who's basically like Russian Captain America, did a really good job with just being a person who had like a lot of pride with who he was. You know, he was the big guy claiming that he fought and beat up Captain America and stuff. And then later, you know, after they rescue him and they continue to investigate because they want to find the Red Room. That's basically what the movie's about. Her going against the Red Room and exploring the red on her ledger, which was this young girl who was a victim of her assault against the guy who basically owned all those Black Widow women. So yeah, so it was like a very, it's, I don't know if it's stereotypical, because it's kind of like when people think of Russia, these type of stories pop up, you know? I'm not saying that. Russia has a lot of great history, a lot of great things, and people. So, you know. But in the story, within the story of Black Widow, it was okay. It didn't really stand out. The bad guy wasn't someone necessarily interesting or dynamic, so I didn't care about that. But his daughter was later revealed to be Taskmaster. That was cool. I actually kind of liked that. I was like, whoa, that's Taskmaster. But that guy, I mean, the lady, she was so cool in that movie. I was like, damn, it's like one of my favorite characters. You know, her costume, it kind of resembled the Power Rangers. I don't know if you guys saw that, but it really looked like the Power Rangers. And so, you know, so after, you know, we see the fight, and eventually she gets kind of her redemption at the end when they free themselves from the Black Widow, basically sense, because that's how the guy controlled them. It was weird. He was like, it's basic science. And I'm like, I don't know if that's really basic science. Maybe that's basic. But yeah, so it was, you know, that reveal, and then, you know, the double spy reveal when at the end, in the middle of the movie, when Scarlett Johansson gets taken into the Red Room, we think that she's been put in jail, but instead it's her mother figure, and she pulls off a mask, and I was like, is this Black Widow or Mission Impossible? Because that's really like what happens in those Mission Impossible movies. Like literally every time something's happening, you're like, who's this guy? And then you take off the mask. Oh, it's Tom Cruise. So that, you know, that kind of thing, I was like, damn, Mission Impossible. I was about to do the theme song and everything. And so then later at the end of the movie, everything, you know, gets resolved, and she's like, I have to go protect my second family. And that literally is like the setup for Avengers. And then the guy from The Incredible Hulk comes back, and he's like, I'm going after her. And then that's kind of how it ends. But then we get a confirmation that she's really dead, because Yelena appears on her grave. And then Elaine from Seinfeld appears and basically says, are you going to let Hawkeye get away with it? He killed your sister. And now we know where Yelena Belova is going to appear next, because she did a really great job. Her dramatic moments when she was upset, talking about the fake family history that they all share, it was really impactful. And then to see that later, you know, they act more like sisters. And then the whole time I was watching it, I was kind of like dismissive a little bit, because this is a prequel. And I never really got into prequels. But the movie was enjoyable. You know, it had some good action. It reminded me of a little bit of my Marvel. And so I really missed Marvel. So I was really happy to see that again. And now we know what's going to happen next. And guess what? The next video that you guys are going to watch next week is all about Loki, which actually just finished a couple of days ago. So definitely stay tuned for that. Thank you again for watching, guys, for liking all my videos, for subscribing. We're now 56 subscribers strong. And our goal as a YouTube channel is to make it to 1 million subscribers. That's right. That's what we're going to do as a team, as a community who loves movies and TV shows, both in English and Spanish. Because that's what we do here, baby. That's what we talk about. I want to thank you guys for watching. If this is your first time watching, please leave a like, subscribe. Don't forget to watch the latest videos I made. You can click on this box so you can watch last week's video, and click on this box to subscribe. And you never have to worry about missing anything again. Also, click that notification bell So you never have to worry about exactly when it's going to play. Because guess what? You'll always know. Thanks again, guys. I really appreciate every one of you, whether you're here for the first time or for the 10th time. I love every single one of you guys. Also, don't forget to leave comments in the section below. Tell me your thoughts, what you liked about it, what you didn't, whether you agreed, if you're excited for my review on Loki, or if you're excited for what's to come in the MCU. Thanks again, guys.